where the numbers are concerned, fairly stacked in favor of the NDA, not just the NDA. Just look at the numbers stacking up right here on the television screen, viewers. And the BJP doesn't even need the NDA or its allies. It can pull through on its own in terms of sheer numbers. So that's a given. The NDA, the BJP can slam the no confidence motion out by sheer strength of the BJP's numbers. But who will win the battle of perception? And I would reckon that is something which we won't know when the day closes, but something which possibly will come to the fore, especially where you have elections in the winter and the big gig of 2024 general elections. Mind you, the no trust vote was as much as it was about Manipur, but possibly a little more about paving the narrative for 2024. Has the opposition, the India alliance, been successful to do so? Well, Rahul Gandhi did speak on the floor of the House yesterday, but most of his speech has been expunged. But let's cut into the latest news break coming in, and I'm going to get in our national affairs editor, Rahul Srivastav, to take us through this news break, and that is Adhir Chaudhary is going to speak on the no confidence motion in Lok Sabha. He was taunted time and time again yesterday where he was interrupting the speech of Amit Shah, the Home Minister, where Mr. Shah at one point of time, clearly irritated, turned around to Prahlad Joshi and said, I don't think Mr. Joshi will mind, but please give him some time from our quota so he can express himself, because his own party hasn't allowed him to speak. It seems, Rahul, at the back of it, Adhir Chaudhary now today, last-minute addition by the Congress. He will be speaking in the House. This morning, he also approached the Speaker, asking why is it that Rahul Gandhi's speech was expunged. But a last-minute addition. A lot of it had to do with what went down, a bit of humiliation during the Home Minister's speech.
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment, yes.
Embarrassment when the opposition points out a fact that because the Congress does not have the 10% of the strength of the House and does not have a proper leader of opposition, does not qualify for that, and still Adhir Ranjan is the leader of the Congress party and virtual leader of opposition in the House. And it is surprising that why he does not figure among the list of the speakers. And if it has been decided that he will speak now after the barbs were thrown at the opposition, I think yet again I say that if there was a no trust motion to corner the government on the issue of Manipur or generally create a template, I think these minor irritants or confusions should have been avoided. And as far as this Adhir Chaudhary approaching the speaker for the expunging of the remarks of Rahul Gandhi, one very clear that the speaker's ruling on it is final. There is no challenge to it, neither by the media or by the courts of the land. But the fact is that this debate has had its mentions of epics like Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata, with Mr. Ram Kripal Yadav, the BJP MP from Patliputra, mentioning that the India coalition is like the 10-headed Ravan. Then Mr. Balu during his speech said that when Arjun was hesitant to kill his relatives in the war of Mahabharata, at that time Krishna's advice was that you have to, because it is the call of duty. So the point here is that there will be questions asked on the fact that Rahul Gandhi, if he wanted to make it a political template, that has already happened. It's out there in the public domain, and if he has said it, he can go out and say it. But the fact is that those remarks stand expunged, and one doesn't really think that Adhir Chaudhary's appeal is going to have any impact on that.
Well, Adhir Chaudhary's appeal will not have any impact on that, but what's also come as a fallout of it, the opposition is going to bolster its attack on asking for the resignation of the Chief Minister of Manipur. We can expect that today. Polomi, I want to bring you in terms of what has been expunged, what has been left out. The Ravan comment where Rahul Gandhi yesterday compared the Prime Minister to Ravan, suggesting he only listens to two people. It wasn't Hanuman who burned down Lanka, it was Ravan's ahankar. Has that stayed, or has that been expunged, or only comments pertaining to where Rahul Gandhi used Bharat Mata as an analogy in Manipur?
Well, that comment has stayed. From what we're looking at, the words murder, those are the words and the Hindi equivalents of that Hatya Katal. These are the words that in fact have been expunged from the speech made by Rahul Gandhi, and when he was specifically in fact pointing to particular individuals and saying "aap." Those are the words, in fact, which "aap" as a word has been expunged from the speech which has been made by Rahul Gandhi. So those are the changes which have been made as far as Rahul Gandhi's speech is concerned. Of course, it was a very fiery speech, and you saw, of course, the reactions that came in. But unfortunately, much of it became about what he did after the speech, Preeti.
Poulomi, stay on with us. I'm going to once again put the focus on Adhir Chaudhary. He is going to speak in the House today. It's clearly an afterthought where at least the Congress was concerned. The reasoning given that why possibly the likes of Adhir Chaudhary, who's leader of the Congress in Lok Sabha, did not speak, or somebody who's considered rather erudite, and one would have expected him to at least make a speech during the no confidence motion. Mr. Shashi Tharoor would have spoken. The reasoning by the Congress has been that both of them have spoken during the Delhi Service Bill, and the Congress wanted to give chance to others to speak up. That was the strategy of the Congress. But having said that, at the back of what Adhir Chaudhary faced yesterday on the floor of the House, where Amit Shah, maybe not humiliate, that's a harsh word, but embarrassed Adhir Chaudhary not once, time in and time again, saying your own party doesn't want you to speak, turning around to Prahlad Joshi and saying give him some time from our quota so at least he can express himself and not interrupt us.
माननीय, मेरा एक निवेदन है। मैं मानता हूं कि पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मंत्री मेरे निवेदन का विरोध नहीं करेंगे। अधीर जी को टाइम नहीं दिया है कांग्रेस पार्टी ने, हमारे टाइम में से आधा घंटा दे दो तो बीच में ना बोलेंगे, ये बीच में खड़े हो जाते हैं। हमारे टाइम में से आधा घंटा दे दीजिए साहब, वो बोलने दीजिए उनको। ये बीच में इसलिए खड़े होते हैं, इनकी पार्टी ने उनको टाइम ही नहीं दिया इसलिए।
Right, so Adhir Chaudhary expected to speak, Shashi Tharoor not today. What we can expect, heavyweights from the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Treasury benches, Nirmala Sitharaman, Jyotiraditya Scindia, and of course the closing of it all will be the final act, if one can say, and that would be Prime Minister Modi responding to the no confidence motion 2023 monsoon session. After that, Rahul, is where the numbers will start stacking up, and it's a foregone conclusion. The trust vote, like it was in the year 2018, slammed out of Parliament in terms of sheer strength by the NDA. This time, the BJP doesn't even need the NDA. It can do it of its own in terms of strength. Perception battle, I would think the next few months would tell a better story.
CPC number game, the BJP can manage on its own, but the fact is that unlike the last time around, there is an opposition coalition. So the opposition coalition was not only trying to extract an answer from the Prime Minister, but it was also that how united they are and how numerically they can be strong when they come together. It was supposed to display that also. But with the kind of numbers the opposition really has, the government has 17 odd parties, have 366.
Right.
Whereas the opposition has 147 odd. And that's virtually a double. Now, in that scenario, remember that a lot of what has happened during the debate, the political barbs at each other, and what the Prime Minister will speak will be out there in the public arena. But the BJP and the government will catch that in the field, that this is the sense of the House, that the Indian Parliament still has this kind of support. It is never interpreted that we are numbers. It is always presented that this is the kind of support we have in Parliament. This is the sense of the House, and that's where they will try to utilize in future.